There are going to be some
Mm.
surprise alliances this season.
Ooh.
You know, there's always the stakes are always so high.
And it's hard.
Are we going to go out with a bang and give you a war that you've never seen on Power before?
This is Jordan with Geeks of Color. So firstly, guys, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Loving this season so far. Just loving the show in general. But first question for both of you guys is, it seems like this season, especially with Miriam, we're going in a little bit more political and just leaning into it, which we kind of seen in the Power universe with Rashad. But can you just talk about diving into that storyline and what that was like this season?
Well, Dorian, you look like a gamer, okay? And Stacey Marks is definitely playing the game, all right? She's playing the game in politics. She's playing the game on the street. You know, she's dealing with civilians. She's dealing with villains. You know, there's a lot that's going on in her life, and so she's trying to balance and maintain, stay safe, stay alive, and continue to just play that game in order to move up. You know, to move her career upwards, forwards. And it's tough, but you know your girl's gonna get through. It's going down.
Absolutely. And what about you, Shane?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's you know, politics taking center stage, you know, as we move forward in this season is really it's appropriate. I mean, Chicago is known for this, you know, like it's a big, you know, just learning about the culture of politics in Chicago has been interesting. I mean, it really is fascinating, you know, with the aldermans and how all this works in the city. It's a great thing to explore. I think it speaks a lot to, you know, just living in Chicago while we're working there. It informs so much of what we do in this show. You know, I mean, obviously that it doesn't just take place in Chicago, but we want the city's heartbeat to really come through, you know, so we can show love to the city, because Chicago's been amazing to us, really. I mean, it's one of my favorite cities ever. The people are wonderful, the culture is wonderful, and we're just blessed to be there, you know.
Absolutely. And Shane, I'm like, you're acting phenomenal. Like, you really be acting scared when you're dealing with Tommy and like that. So can you just talk about like just the how the you know, the storyline they have with you, and then now that they know that you know, like you're a snitch and all that, can you just talk about what that storyline was like and your initial reaction to it?
Yeah, totally. I mean, my reaction's always like it's always it's, you know, it's excitement really, because it's so dynamic. You know, there's always the stakes are always so high, and as actors, we want high stakes. You know, that's what makes it interesting. And you know, for us, when we're playing these scenes and making these projects, stakes are always really high for Vic. That fear is real coming through, and you're looking across at Joseph Sikora with a gun in your face. You know, you don't have to do a ton of acting. You know, Joseph's such an amazing scene partner, and he brings so much intensity. Makes my job really easy. You know, don't have to fake the quivering lip and the, you know, the waiting for your demise. But it's a lot of fun. You know, it really is. So I enjoy it very much.
No problem, no problem at all. And then I'm getting the rapid sign. Say, Miriam, just one more question for you as well. Just can you just talk about? It seems like Stacey, her passion or her pursuit is just like we're seeing her almost go into this kind of gray area. So can you just talk about what we can expect to see from her character development as the episodes progress?
Yeah, you know, Stacey is dealt a lot of cards, you know, within this series and definitely within this final season. And so she's just trying to play her cards to the best of her ability. It's challenging, you know, because she is trying to climb up as far as her career is concerned. She's trying to balance and maintain her relationship. So you got work at play, you have home at play. How do you infuse the two? How do they separate, you know, support one another? Excuse me. And then she's in also this position of like, well, do you have to focus on one solely and just kind of leave the other one to the side or push the other one to the side? And so there's, you know, the stakes are really high. And so there's all these risks that she has to take and all of these different hoops and loops that she has to jump through. And she's trying to do it, you know, as gracefully as possible, but it's life. And so she's trying to survive within this life, you know, that she has chosen for herself, but also what has been put upon her. So, you know, she's in it to win it. So we'll see if she does.
Like, work-life balance is non-existent for her, but I respect the hustle truly. So firstly, Gary, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Firstly, so you've been with Tommy since the old days, since Power, since it's been over 10 years. So can you just talk about what it's been like to just now be here, final season and closing out this chapter of his legacy?
Yeah, thank you. And nice to meet you. Tommy and I, Joseph, the actor, and I go way back. I remember literally meeting him on set and thinking it was just one of those immediate things where we just got each other. We're both from the theater world. We just like, immediately connected. And when I came to this show, my favorite character was Tommy. And it became clear that I was going to sort of like really ride him through the seasons. And it's been a great partnership because, I run stories by Joseph. I run ideas by Joseph. He weighs in. He will say, like, this really resonates with me. And I think, like, even when he's not in the writer's room, I'll be in the writer's room and a writer will pitch something and I'll be like, yeah, Joe's not going to dig that. Yeah, let's not move down that lane. Joe's going to love that. Like, I feel we're very much aesthetically inclined. And so when I'm pitching Joe an idea, I'm almost 99% sure he's going to love it because we're very similar. We have a very similar aesthetic.
Absolutely. And can you just talk about, just because the Power universe just never ends, can you just talk about what it was like as you were formulating this final season of Joseph's story, but just making sure it still felt connected to all of the previous Power shows and just the Power universe of what's to come?
Yeah, absolutely. When we're in the writer's room, we have a writer or two who's always filtering back into the old original Power and looking for details, threads that our audience would have leaned into, liked, and that we could then move forward in the storytelling in the current season that we're doing. And also, what is it that we want Tommy to do that's new? What is it fun for him to do that's old, that will remind the audience of who he was and how his character was originated in Power? And so it was really important for us to like honor, basically to make sure that Tommy lives truthfully under imaginary circumstances, meaning that we wanted to be true to his character and provide opportunities, situations where we could either see a different side of Tommy, an evolution of Tommy Egan, or let's give the audience exactly what they're expecting in this scene because it is Tommy Egan. So we did both.
Absolutely. And, like, as far as Power fans, they're up there with Game of Thrones fans as far as they know every
They
detail about
do.
everything. So I absolutely love that. And so, just as I'm wrapping up, just one more question is just, as you were formulating and finalizing the last episode of the season, was there like a final moment that just felt like a full circle moment for Tommy's character specifically and just his character as a whole?
Yes, there is. I mean, unfortunately I can't really talk about it because it'll give away
Yeah.
what's in the finale. But I'll say when you watch the finale, I think you'll realize that as storytellers, we crafted a house brick by brick that would end up to exactly where we knew where it was going. And we hope as storytellers, and I do believe we will, that we delivered a promise to the audience, which we made at the very beginning of the creation of the character of Tommy Egan. But expect the unexpected for sure.
Well, Chris, I respect the hustle. You see you jumping back and forth on live and stuff, so you're killing it, man. But just want to say,
Oh,
just
you
want
be
to say thank
watching
you.
it?
Yeah, man. I'm a journalist. I got to support the cast, man. Like
Oh,
we
that's
out
love,
here.
bro. You be watching my lives on
Yes,
TikTok?
sir. Yes, sir. We out there.
My
No,
God.
no worries at all. But just going back to the power of it all, thank you guys so much. So we're here, the final season. So Adrian, firstly, can you just talk about your character's journey this season? Because I always feel like she's playing chess moves, like always kind of like two steps ahead. So can you talk about how we can see her journey throughout this season?
Yeah, you're right on the money with that. She is constantly playing chess with everybody, and the wheels are always turning. So in this season, you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of her deciding what is the path they need to take, and then manipulating everyone to fashion it that way. And there's going to be some surprises. There are going to be some
Mm.
surprise alliances this season for
Ooh.
sure.
Oh, and I can already like because it's a push and pull with you and Jannar. So Chris, can you just talk about what's the dynamic between you and Shanti's relationship this season, and then what we can expect in the back half without spoiling anything?
Yeah, I think the dynamic with our relationship this season is we're still kind of we pick up where we left off. Like we still like this. We fighting and bumping heads, but we also very much so locked in and we have a clear-cut vision. I think it starts out very precise. We know what we're doing because it picks up right where the season 2 finale left off. So still in that space. Like, we're in a good spot. We are in a good spot. We have the same like-minded goal, and it's just the journey of seeing if we could stay on the same page the whole time with whatever life throws at us, or Tommy throws at us, or or whatever. It's kind of one of those things. And I think, without giving too much away, our relationship is tested. Our relationship, romantically and just platonically, even for that matter, will be tested.
I feel you. And just speaking about relationships and with Tommy and in general, can both of you guys talk about what is like, what we can expect to see with y'all's characters when it comes to working with Tommy, especially you, Chris, when it comes to Jannard and him trying to really get Diamond back on his side, and him and them trying to, like say like, hey, come back home, fam. Like you don't know Tommy like that. So can y'all talk about that dynamic of working with Tommy and Joseph?
Yeah, I think as far as Shanti's collaboration or lack thereof with Tommy, in the beginning we're going to see him still icing her out, not really trusting her, and then we'll see if that dynamic shifts or not. But it's worth watching to see it all play out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And with me, I think we're gonna see Jannard just keep that same energy. He the epitome of keep that same energy. Like, he don't like Tommy. I don't think there's nothing Tommy could do to make Jannard like him. Honestly, if there is, like, we'll see. The writers are great though, so there might be something they can do to make it where we actually, because the fan in me, Chris, the fan in me, I wanted them to make a way where Jannard and Tommy was a thing, but for the sake of story, I get it. I should never like him. Ever. Don't ever make me like him now. But, like, because I'm just such a fan of Joseph Sikora, and that's a testament to the work he's been doing for the past 10, 11 years. Joseph Sikora, bro, he's killed it so much that he was a fan favorite. So I've loved Tommy since the beginning. So a part of me just wanted to be on the other side of things with Tommy. Like, the fan in me was like, nah, put Jannard over there with Tommy.
Firstly, my first question for both of you, Camilla, you can answer first, is just the Garcias have become such an integral part of Tommy's journey, especially where he's going in his family journey. So can you just talk about what that's like and your reaction to seeing how this season was going to play out?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having us, Story, and it's so good to meet you. I think it's cool that the Garcias almost offer Tommy a potential new family where he could potentially fit in and have a family of his own outside of who he already has. But obviously, that dynamic is really tricky and nuanced and complicated. So I think the big roller coaster ride of this season is both of, Miguel and Tommy's love for Maria at play, and how that's going to transpire, because she somehow needs to make both work, but I don't know that she will.
I don't know, and Manuel, like with you, can you just talk about that dynamic and working
Yeah, of
working
course.
with Tommy?
I think from the Mireya standpoint, it offers him a love interest and maybe a family that he's never had. That, if you've seen the regular Power, he's always been a fool in love and he's always lost. But I think Miguel offers him a formidable foe who's going to take the war to him. So, going into season 3, are we going to work together, or for the greater good, or are we going to go out with a bang and give you a war that you've never seen on Power before?
I mean, I'm hoping for a mix of both. I don't know, but as far as just the overall standpoint of it, can you guys talk about what it was like? Especially this will be saved once we get to closer to the episode 5. But can you just talk about your initial reaction of like, oh, this might actually like the Tommy is actually becoming really a part of the family, and whether or not like Manuel is going to have to like fully accept him or not. So can you both talk about your initial reaction to that?
Yeah, I think it's really unexpected the way things go down. That's pretty much all we can say, is that Maria gets really creative in her thought process, and she kind of puts her needs first. And so that presents a lot of obstacles, but I think she's leaning into her independence this season. And so that could play out one of two ways, and it definitely goes one of two ways, but she's real creative in her thought process about it all.
And can you talk about that as well, Manuel? But just especially
Yeah, of
when we get
course.
to that
I just
point.
think Miguel got taken off guard. You know what I mean? He has his plans. He knows what he wants. He's a man who's very sure in what he does. And it's just going to be twists and turns that now he's going to really have to put forward and say, hey, do I want her in my life or do I not care and I'm just going to lose her? So it's like, do I lose a sister or do I gain a brother?
Mm.
And that's something that it's a tough choice, and you're gonna have to watch to see if that's what happens.
I mean, I'm pumped about it. I'm getting the wrap up time, but I just want to say, like, yeah, as far as Murray has been like the one of the most ride or die as far as all of the women Tommy's had in his life. So it's like if anybody's really built for this life, I think Murray has got it. But Lily, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? You got the Britney Spears headset going on. I love it.
I didn't mean to intend to do it, but you know what you got to do
I
what you
love
got to
it.
do. And you know what? You just gave me an idea. Maybe do that for Halloween. You got
That's
Halloween
it.
tomorrow.
That's it.
But
Yeah.
but thank you so much for giving me some of your time. So we got season 3 here. So you've been one of the main, antagonists in John and Tommy's life throughout the course of this show. So can you talk about what it was like returning? We got a little bit of a scare at the end of season 2, but can you talk about returning for this season and then how everything was going?
Oh man, I mean, she's broken. She has climbed her way to the top and fallen so many times, and now she's stuck.
Mm,
And it's hard. Like she has no other option but to get out, move forward, use someone who she loves so much and putting her in dangerous situations that she doesn't want to do, but she's going to take the power instead. And yes, she wants to get Tommy. So she's got to get out of there.
Absolutely, and just with that, power and the power universe in general is no stranger to having strong women, just especially in the antagonistic role. So, can you just talk about what that was like, as well as just being a part of this massive universe and being one of the like Tommy has never had vengeance for trying to get after somebody as much as he has with you. So, can you just talk about just the whole universe as a whole and just being part of it?
It's wonderful. I'm so lucky, and gosh, I love how much the writers give women power on this show. I really,
Mm.
really do. It's wonderful, and it's been so much fun to be the antagonist because I love Joseph in real life. But so it's fun to be have that angry chemistry and then laugh it off afterwards. But I'm so blessed to be a part of the show. Absolutely.
Abs- Absolutely. And then, of course, we're going to save this is the post release after 305. But can you just talk about your initial reaction to what happened at the end of that episode?
Oh man. Well, thankfully I knew going into the season what was going to happen.
Okay.
So I was prepared for it, and Joseph was amazing to work with. Robert Townsend was amazing. I felt so much love from the cast and crew, and I was giving it back to them. And it was like this beautiful. Tommy gave her exactly what she wanted finally, which
Mm,
was respect and acknowledgement that she could have been something in this game.
mm,
And
mm.
that is everything to her. And so she goes out knowing someone, especially a man, is acknowledging me for, my potential. Yeah.
Absolutely, and the just wrapping up is the last question as well. Is just I feel like the show in general and specifically this Power 4 show, a lot of conversation around what it means to really be family and what it means to who really has your back. So just lastly, can you just talk about working with Vic and working with Shane and just building that relationship across the season and what that was like as well? Just there was love, there was definitely a lot of like turmoil, but can you just that dynamic between y'all?
Absolutely. I love Shane so much. He's like a brother in real life. And I love his wife. We all hang out still. They're like family for real, for real. It's not dysfunctional like Vic and Claudia. It's real love. Um, but yeah, we and Tommy Flanagan, the three of us really wanted to hang out and bond and kind of create that familial feeling. And I think we got it. Shane and I are both from San Diego. Like we just kind of
Mm,
got each other and had that back and forth. And I don't know. I love, love, love working. It's just fun. It's like brother sister shit, you know?
I mean, like y'all really, the sibling vibes were real. Like y'all really felt like y'all were like siblings. So like y'all killed it out the park.
I love to hear that. Thank you.